Hello. Well, it's been an absolutely wild past couple of days in sports. Major things happening in both at the MLB and the NBA. First, let's start off with Major League Baseball. An absolutely wild trade deadline. The Cubs trade Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, and Javier Baez. I may have mispronounced that, I'm sorry. But absolutely huge blockbuster trades. All three of those Cubs players, Rizzo, Baez, and Bryant, hit home runs in their debut. Their first game with their new teams, they all hit home runs. That's the first time that's ever happened in the history of baseball. That's not all, though. The Red Sox absolutely slipping. They get swept against the Rays, and they started the season at 1.5 games ahead of the Rays. Now the Rays are 1.5 games ahead of the Red Sox. The Red Sox have now lost 4 in a row. However, Sale, it looks like he's coming back soon, so that is some good news for the Red Sox. That's not all, though. The White Sox acquire Craig Kimbrell from the Cubs, as well as the Dodgers acquiring Max Scherzer. Scherzer is no longer on the Nationals. The Phillies acquire Kyle Gibson, Ian Kennedy, Hans Kraus, as well as Kevin Gowdy and Josh Gesner. And cash from the Rangers for Josh Gesner, Kevin Gowdy, and Spencer Howard. The Yankees acquired left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney and cash from Angels for right-handed pitcher Jason Junk and right-handed pitcher Elvis Peguero. Wow. The Cardinals acquired J.A. Happ and cash from Twins for John Gant and Evan Sisk. Braves acquire right-handed pitcher Richard Rodriguez from the Pirates for right-handed pitcher Bryce Wilson and right-handed pitcher Ricky DeVito. Wow, lots of moves. Lots and lots of moves. Let's see if there's anything else here that was big. There was a ton of things happening during the trade deadline. This is unbelievable. I can't say everything that happened during the trade deadline. It would take forever. I'll say the Red Sox got outfielder Kyle Schwarber from the Nationals for right-handed pitcher Aldo Ramirez. I'd say the Yankees had the most blockbuster deals on the trade deadline, though, for sure. For sure. Some big news from the Yankees. The Yankees got Joey Gallo. That was another big one. That was a huge one. Now, that's not all, though. Quite a day in the MLB. So the Red Sox lose 3-2. They had a man on first and third, and men on first and third in the top of the ninth with 2 outs. It was 3-2. They were down 1, but the Rays were able to close it out and sweep the Sox. But that's not all. The Dodgers absolutely destroy the Diamondbacks 13-0. Absolute blowout. The Phillies destroy the Pirates 15-4. There were close games, though. The Nationals went on a walk-off against the Cubs today, 6-5. The White Sox went on a walk-off home run against the Indians today, 2-1. And the Rangers went on a walk-off home run today against the Mariners, 4-3. So it wasn't all blowouts today. There were some absolutely big games today. Big games. Tomorrow we got some good matchups. We got the Orioles against the Yankees, Phillies against the Nationals, and the Mariners versus the Rays. The Red Sox, though, really need to step it up. They've been slipping a little bit lately, so hopefully they get Sale back soon. That'll be a big difference maker. Hopefully their starting pitching in general just gets better. That's not all, though. The Yankees swept the Mariners, I believe, this week. No, I'm sorry, not the Mariners. The Yankees swept the Marlins 4-2. Anthony Rizzo getting an RBI, as well as Judge getting an RBI hit. So Rizzo has been having a great start with the Yankees so far, so that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. So, MLB standings, let's see here. All right, Rays in first, Red Sox in second, Yankees in third, Blue Jays in fourth, Orioles in last. So it's a pretty tight race in the AL East. Red Sox are a game and a half back, Yankees 7 games back, Blue Jays 8 games back. Now the Orioles are way out, they're 26 games back. Now the AL Central, the White Sox are in first, the Indians are in second, Tigers are in third, Royals are in fourth, Twins are in last. The Astros are first in the AL West, Athletics are in second, Mariners are in third, Angels fourth, Rangers fifth, in last. Now, in the National League, the Mets are having a very good season, although they are 4-6 in their last 10, but still having a good year. They lead in the NL East. The Phillies are 3.5 games back at second. Braves are 4 games back. Nationals are 6.5 games back. And Marlins are 11.5 games back, so they're pretty... The Marlins are on last. They're having a pretty lousy season. Also, it's the NL East, not a good division. The Mets are in first, and they're the only winning team in that entire division. So that's a very, very, not a very tough division. Now, the NL Central is a little more competitive. The Brewers are in first with 63 and 43. The Reds are 7 games back. Cardinals are 9.5 back. Cubs are 12.5 back. And Pirates are way out. They're 22.5 games back. So more winning records than that, but not as nearly close of a race. And now the NL West, the Giants having a great season, especially at home, 35-17. They're 66-39. The Dodgers are just 3 games back. Padres are 6.5 games back. The Rockies and the Diamondbacks are way back. Especially the Diamondbacks, 33.5 games back. That is a struggle. So, baseball, it's been a very, very interesting baseball season. I thought the All-Star game was really exciting to watch. The Home Run Derby as well was really exciting to watch. Pete Alonso winning it for the 2nd straight year. Oh, that was one of the most fun Home Run Derbies I've ever watched in a very long time. The American League won for, I think, the 8th year in a row. I don't remember off the top of my head. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 7th or the 8th year in a row that the American League has beat the National League. Showing just absolute dominance. That's not all, though. The NBA, there's been some major things happening there. So in the draft, the first pick, the Pistons drafted Cade Cunningham. Second pick, Rockets drafted Jalen Green. Third pick, the Cavaliers drafted Evan Mobley. Fourth pick, Raptors drafted Scotty Barnes. Fifth pick, Magic drafted Jalen Suggs. Sixth pick, Thunder drafted Josh Giddey. Seventh pick, Warriors drafted Jonathan Kuminga. Eighth pick, the Magic drafted Franz Wagner. The ninth pick, Kings drafted Davion Mitchell. And the 10th pick, the Pelicans drafted Zaire Williams, but he got traded to the Grizzlies. The 11th pick, Hornets drafted James Bouknight from UConn. 12th pick, Spurs drafted Joshua Primo. Anything else? There are many others. Those were the main ones that I focused on, though. Those were the main ones that I focused on. Still, though, there were in total 60 picks on the night. Wow, that's a lot of picks. So, we'll see who are the busts and who will live up to expectations. It'll be interesting to see. I remember I loved watching Jalen Suggs with Gonzaga. He had an amazing tournament. He had some amazing games. I loved watching him play. So it'll be interesting how he does. And I'm a UConn fan, so I'll be interested in seeing how Bouknight turns out. He's with the Hornets now, which is where Kemba went. I think that's pretty cool. That's not all, though. Russell Westbrook is now a Los Angeles Laker. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. The Lakers now have Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook. That'll be interesting to see. Now the Nets also have a super team with Durant, KD, Harden, as well as Kyrie Irving. Still, though, I know last year I was predicting Lakers versus Nets finals. Now I'm not predicting that anymore. I don't know what to predict, but I'm not predicting that. Because the Bucks are coming off a championship, and Giannis had an absolutely out. He proved me so wrong. I thought the Suns were gonna win it for sure, and Giannis proved me totally wrong, totally wrong. He had the thing about Giannis. He has an MVP, and he has an NBA MVP, and he has a championship. I'm sorry, he has an MVP for the finals as well. And he's only 26 years old, and he gets better every single year. Every single year he improves. A monster scorer, monster rebounder. The guy is just an absolute monster in general. That's why they call him the Greek Freak. He is a true freak of nature. Very likable guy as well. Really like listening to him in interviews. He just seems like a really good guy. Amazing story. He drafted when he was 17. Used to play in the YMCA down in Greece. Now he's in the NBA. So that really is an unbelievable story. Two of his brothers play in the NBA as well. Obviously, he's the best. Still, though, pretty awesome what he's done. He dropped 50 in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. One of the best finals performances that's ever been seen. Truly incredible. Truly, truly incredible. The NBA will be fun to watch for next year. It'll be cool to see Westbrook with the Lakers. It'll just be really cool to see. I'll say this, I jumped on the Suns train, but I jumped way too soon because the Bucks just absolutely dominated the Suns, winning 4 games in a row. Giannis just absolutely took over. He scored in Game 6, he scored almost half of the Bucks' points. It was just incredible. So, Giannis, he's going nowhere anytime soon. An absolute beast. Giannis, he became the 3rd player in NBA history to average at least 25 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 5 assists per game, 1 block per game, and 1 steal per game in a season. I mean, that's just incredible. He's an all-around player. Just an absolutely... I know he was struggling with his free throws, but in Game 6, he hit 17 out of 19 of his free throws. He came through in the clutch, and he just deserves the absolute praise. The Bucks are going nowhere. It'll be cool to see how they do next year. Now, I know everybody's focusing on the Lakers and the Nets, and for good reason, they're super teams, but we cannot forget about the Bucks. They are the reigning champions, and they're the reigning champions for a reason. And Giannis and the Bucks, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, that's not all in the NBA, though. Oh, no. Kawhi Leonard declined a $36 million option for a year with the Clippers. A $36 million option. So he wants more, so people are saying that they're still trying to work something out to Kawhi and the Clippers, and he's still expected to try to pursue another contract with the Clippers. But wow, that is huge. Kawhi may not be a Clipper for that much longer. I don't know for sure. He could stay with the Clippers. He could go. I really don't know. That'll be interesting to see. The Clippers, they've taken some heat because they're expected to be a super team, and they still have not made it to the NBA Finals with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I still think they're a great team, but they have not won a championship together, which was the ultimate goal. I remember everybody was freaking out when the two of them were on the same team, and it hasn't panned out as well as people thought it would. So, keep your eyes on that. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for listening.